so what did we just do, babe?
Hey guys, it's KJ. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, thanks for coming. And if you're coming back, as always, thank you for coming back. If you are brand new to my channel, I do videos about Disney, motherhood, and lifestyle. If you like any of those things, please give this video a thumbs up, hit that red subscribe button, ding the notification bell, and join the fam. Speaking of fam, today I have my husband John with me. The baby's here too. If you just see a little floating head, she's chilling with us. But today I wanted to tell you guys, or John will tell you, about how we got engaged. And the reason why 2 years later, we've been married almost 2 years, is because it's our 2-year anniversary, and I didn't really start doing YouTube videos until well after we got engaged.
Yeah.
So I thought it would be fun just to go back and tell that story. First, I'll preface it. The weekend we got engaged, I knew we were going to get engaged. But the thing was,
we sort of took an engagement trip to Disney World without actually being engaged yet.
yes, but I didn't know how John was going to do it. And about a couple weeks before, there was like that Disney special about Disney weddings, and John was like, I would never do it in any place public. And we got, we stayed in the Contemporary. No,
we stayed at the Bay Lake Tower.
Yeah.
We were right by the Magic Kingdom. It's right off of Space Mountain. And you could see Epcot and Hollywood Studios off to the distance.
So I thought, because John had made a big deal about that Disney special, wedding special, that he would never propose in public, that there was no way he was going to do it at any one of the parks. I figured maybe he would do it on the balcony.
Well, right. And since the trip, we knew we were kind of getting engaged on the trip, I was trying to fake her out as much as I could throughout the trip. When we were on the balcony, I would sometimes go to my pocket or make it act like I was going to maybe get down on a knee or something.
And I don't like surprises. Like, we picked out the ring. I'm just someone that doesn't like surprises. I wanted to pick out exactly what I wanted. So basically, we're going to tell you the story about how John still somehow managed to surprise the girls that doesn't like to be surprised.
Yeah, and I don't really like public displays of, you know, people staring at us, and the whole getting down on a knee in front of the castle while someone's taking a photo pass picture of us was something that I kind of wanted to avoid. I know a lot of people love to do it, and I love seeing people do it, but I just didn't want to be one of those people who did it. I don't know. I felt like I would almost not get down on a knee because I'd feel embarrassed or I'd fumble something, and so I just wanted to try to do it somehow privately in Disney World if that's possible. We did go to Magic Kingdom though, our first full day at Walt Disney World, and one of KJ's favorite rides at Disney World is the People Mover, and I thought, like, oh, this would be maybe a good spot to, you know, propose to her, because she loves the People Mover so much. It's kind of understated. Not a lot of people are on it, so you kind of sometimes have your own car, and we actually, I believe, did have our own car. I don't remember being really anyone with us in our own car. I considered like doing it there, but not really, because I had pre-planned before we even left for the trip. I had something in store for a certain ride. But we're on the People Mover, and if you've ever been on it, like I'm sure a lot of you have, it goes into like these dark spots where you're in going through Space Mountain and seeing what Space Mountain's all about. And numerous times I was like fiddling with my pocket and making like hints about like, oh, you know, this is kind of a romantic spot, you know, like stuff like that. Just trying. And she knew at some point over our long Disney World weekend that we would get engaged. She wasn't just sure when, where, how.
I really didn't think it was going to be one of the parks, though. Like, I really didn't, no.
So, long story short, after we went on the People Mover and got off it, we're still not engaged. So we had to hustle over to Splash Mountain because we had a fast pass for it. And that's when the engagement was going, unbeknownst to Kelly, was going to take place, or the proposal, I should say. We made sure that we got front row. We asked for the front of Splash Mountain. We waited for the front. And again, unbeknownst to KJ, I had a sign in my backpack that said, "Marry me, Kelly."
KJ stands for Kelly Jean, and John, even though I prefer to be called KJ, usually calls me Kelly, so. And
I prefer to call her Kelly. So we got the front row, and as we're getting ready to go down the final, you know, hill.
Well, hold on. So as we were going up the hill, I said to John, because we know where all the cameras are, of course. I said to him, like, oh, how do you want to pose?
Yeah, because that's something we do.
Weird. He was like, no, just do your own thing. And I was like, all right,
yeah, because she wanted to do some kind of sequence thing, and I was like, yeah, you worry about you. I know what I want to do going down the mountain or whatever. So while we're going up, I'm kind of off to, Kelly was sitting to my left, and I am kind of fiddling with my backpack, which is kind of right by my right leg, and I'm unzipping it very slowly so she doesn't notice. And I have this big poster tag in my knapsack that's folded into 4s. So I'm thinking to myself as we're going up that final climb, like somehow I have to get this thing out, unfold it, hold it up as we're racing down the mountain, and pray that it's not upside down. I put a little like crinkle in one of the corners of the poster tag, so I would know when I was kind of touching that corner that was the top right corner.
I never even thought about that.
One of my fears was that I would kind of open it up and it would be upside down and the whole thing would be for naught and be completely ruined. I mean, I guess it would be fine at the end of the day. It wouldn't have the iconic picture that we have.
Yeah.
So as we raced down the mountain, I did get it out of my backpack quickly. I held it up above my head. It said, "Marry me, Kelly," with a question mark. Somehow you didn't know I even held anything up.
No.
You didn't know what I did, right?
Yeah, well, I kind of looked over and I had my suspicions because it goes by so fast.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how he could have possibly gotten it out and put it back in the bag because, and it's funny, again, we'll show you the picture, but I'm making a face like it looks like I might have seen it, but I actually didn't.
She was just doing a pretend scared face.
Yeah, just something.
And most people thought that she was just in shock from seeing, thinking we were getting married.
But that's not it. I thought I saw him do something, but I wasn't entirely sure. I was suspicious, but not sure. So then... And
I got it back in my bag pretty quickly, folded up, got it back in my bag. She didn't even notice that I had done anything until we get out, if you've been on Splash Mountain, to the photo pass pictures where you can kind of see your picture as you go down the mountain.
Yeah, so what happened was at that point, I heard people saying, "Did she say yes? Did she say yes?" And I was like...
People were kind of ruining. Before KJ even got to the monitor just to see our picture, people were like, oh, how cute. Oh, did she say yes? And I'm like, oh man, like let her see it first.
Yeah, so then I was like, oh, okay, maybe he did do something. But I still just was not believing it because I didn't think you do anywhere public.
Right. And then, even though the proposal was on the ride, I still had to get down on a knee right there in the photo pass area in front of people, which was the part I was always fearing anyway, and ask her to marry me. But she said yes.
Well, before you did
someone actually filmed it for us. Someone said, wait.
No, I asked somebody.
Oh, you did?
I knew you were going to ask.
Okay,
no,
she said, wait. Is that what I went?
Yeah, because people were asking, like, did you say yes? And I'm like, well, he has to ask me.
Yeah, that's true. And then I was nervous at that point.
Because now we had phone.
I was nervous at that point. I knew she would say yes, but now we had an audience, which I was trying to avoid. After that, I think we went in front of the castle and took pictures with her new ring. Every picture now had her hand on my chest or holding out her hand, or we got buttons that were engaged or something like that, right?
Yeah. I'll insert a picture because it's difficult to say. But what did they say? Yours says, I asked in Disney and she said yes, and I think mine
says he asked in Disney and I said yes.
Well, where'd you get the idea from?
So in the time that we knew we were going to get engaged and I knew it was going to be in Disney World, I've always been fascinated about the things people do when going down Splash Mountain. There's a whole bunch of funny things that you could just search on the internet about the things that the elaborate, whether it be costumes or props that people use on Splash Mountain. And I thought, like, it would be a cool thing getting engaged on Splash Mountain. That's where the idea came from. All the people who came before us doing wacky things on Splash Mountain. So
that's how I got engaged. It's been 2 great years, or 3. Well, it's 2 years since we've been married.
Yeah, almost 3 since we got engaged.
We actually got engaged June 10th and then got married March 10th. So however many months that is. What, 9 months?
9 months apart.
And then had a baby. We got the next year, the end of 2019. It's been a wild ride, and we can't wait to actually take her in November for her first birthday. Very excited about that. We hope you liked this video, hearing about how we got engaged, our Disney engagement. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that red subscribe button, ding the notification bell, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
See you at the park.